Becky said last night it was supposed to be cloudy this morning. It don't look cloudy to me. There's your 5 a.m. shot. Okay, there's your sunrise through the trees. A little light across the pastures. And most of them are already up here. I shouldn't say most, maybe not. I only see a few, but a cow and some calves there. Yeah, a bunch more over there. So, yeah, maybe it's only a few. Mr. Milknose here. I figured I'd sneak back here and see how many were back here. Stretch that big traveler back out where it was and shooting it over the fence in the other pasture today and sped her up a bit. I thought I'd see how many piles of dirt were back here. There's a few, but they're all dry. So I haven't seen a lot of workings back in here. Well, really, in the long run, there's not that many this year, which is kind of odd. But one thing cows will do is they'll stomp them too. I found about 6 spots from the other end of the field down to here where there was obviously a hole, and it's stomped down. It's like 4 or 5 inches depression in the ground, about 2 feet in diameter. So they don't like the competition. Gophers eat it from underneath, cows eat it from on top, and if the underneath's not there, the top ain't there. Some of them seem to figure that out. She was just looking at me till she had to itch herself. I'm wondering who she is. 511C. She got pretty good mama. Got a few of them 15 models that are good moms. Good looking heifer. Oh well, I gotta get something done today. Go up and see if I can put that dry ass stuff into a windrow big enough to bale. Well, it's still got a little moisture to it, so maybe it'll be dry when I get to baling it. Well, be wet enough to bale. Needs to do. So thin you can barely see the windrows. But I'm hoping it's still tough enough when I get done raking. And yeah, Becky was right. It became overcast. Wasn't a cloud in the sky earlier. But that just helps hold a little moisture down here. The sun's not beating down on this, so maybe it'll bale up decent today and be done with it. Number one's gonna run to town and get a couple new front tires for the Massey loader tractor, because I don't trust those little tri-ribs that were off the 4010 before. They're old, they're hard, they're okay to do a few things, but I just don't think much of them for lifting big bales. The bad thing is they don't have any used 15-inch tires that'll fit. Got 16s, so I had to go in search of, back in the back of the horse pasture on the trailer, I got a whole bunch of tires and wheels. Got something that came off a 602 fertilizer spreader. The old man bought the spreader just for the tires and wheels, so we had them on the front of that tractor. We ran them till we wore them out. They're 16s, so that's what we got. That's what we're going to use. Go from there. This is kind of a pain in the ass. Part of his drain field's right there. So it's marked out. We got to go around it. But 'tis what it is. And the nice thing is, you cut around the edges with this mower. We got a little extra because he blew it into the windrow, so that's all right. I'm good with that. This is the only place we got left that's right against grapes, by the way. These people were smart. They left a gap. Those people, fumes generally either go uphill or downhill, and kind of hard for them to get to there. So I guess they were kind of smart. They left a gap there. Only part of this field that's still worth a shit is like 3 passes right against the trees. But oh well. Need to scratch it up, put something else in here. Either plant different grass in or put some oats in here for a couple of years. Maybe get rid of some rodents by working the ground. Because this piece is full of holes. And you really can't hardly tell that she ran the tedder rake through this. Of course, you know, it did get rained on 2 mornings in a row. I don't know how much it got, but it did. And there's still color, at least over here. Figured there would be along this edge, but out there wasn't any color when it was cut. It is what it is. Finished raking. As you can see, it only took a little bit to make the first windrow, which really isn't quite big enough. Farther down the hill, the heavier it gets. The second windrow is everything in between this one and the next one over. I did a shitty raking job, but yeah, I gotta bail it. I just got screwed up on the ends. I should have done it a little different. I should have started in a few rounds and threw it all out. Left me some room to just make lands out of it, but I didn't. It's kind of a modified round and round and back and forth. Kind of a bitch with this funky corner over here too. It feels really dry, but the twist test says it's not. And I'm going to show you this real quick. See the worked up field just above us here? It's right there. It all used to be one place. Then the guy up above sold this. That hill is steep enough that even with good tires pulling this baler up it, this tractor would spin. It would be like 30 to 40% slippage. And we used to follow it with the loader tractor to catch the bales because they would endo down the hill. And, they don't do so good when they bounce 7, 8, 9, 10 times. They tend to loosen up and fall apart. So, anyway, I'm going to do her tour. Did better than I thought. There's 3 right there. 2 more there. And about another half a bale than what I came with. I figured there's going to be about 3 bales here. And if you notice, there's a twine on there. We don't have an ejector. They didn't have those when this was made. If I had an ejector, there'd be 6 bales laying here. Because I'd kick one out. The end of that bale is somewhere in here. And first thing I'm doing out of here is going straight up a hill. After things shut off, everything relaxes a little bit. And I don't want to have to pick one up out of the middle of the road. So, throw a piece of twine around it, just keeps it from falling off. One of the hazards of older equipment. Now, new stuff, it can be easy. You'd either have a lever back here, and just stand here and move a hydraulic lever and watch the bale fall off the back. Or have it hooked up to something on the tractor, but both remotes are used. This only has 2. So, anyway, I'm going to go home. It's lunchtime now. This stuff was a little drier than I was hoping. It was running about 8 to 10%. But my pressures and my load, for the most part, were up good. So, and I baled the absolute worst for last, which was the windrow farthest up the hill. Because if we're all done, I'd rather dig a bunch of dry crap out of the baler than a good bale that can go in storage. And the dry crap gets cleaned out in the pasture, so they got something to eat. Usually I'll knock off a bunch of stuff, and I'm not. It's all going to go out where they can eat it. I'll usually knock it off and then run it through the baler and then tie the last bale when we're done, but yeah, I ain't going to waste the twine on the last bale. Mail. I like this. Finally a use for junk mail. And when you turn it over, farming for fun and profit. And when I got inside it, this is what I found. So I have another sticker. I have a nice colorful sticker. That's a pretty, very pretty sticker. That will go on the shop door here probably this afternoon. So thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. And if you haven't checked his channel out, go check it out. His channel is for farming for fun and profit. Go check him out. Oh, hey. New skins on the front of the 175 too. Well, new to us. They're on 16-inch rims that come off a 602 John Deere fertilizer spreader years ago. Second time those wheels have been on the tractor. First time was with the original rubber. So they better work.